going on right now. Here we are, Marckiemoo versus Kyna, Mordex versus Terros here, opening up on Fortress of Lions. Winner of this moves on to fight against Wes. Loser of this is out at 7th. So here we go. Marckiemoo starting off strong with the gauntlets.
That's right, getting the neutral, not able to get the second one. Kyna, the end light as a get off me option. Marckiemoo already going to be finding himself off stage here. Side light recovery, Kyna not jumping or dodging away.
And there we see Marckiemoo trying to push Kyna off stage, Kyna dodging right back, gets to the center, gets pummeled once again, but the recovery will catch Kyna on the way back, and then side will catch him with low on jumps. Ground pound would knock out here, Nair takes him down as well, and he did not touch the wall in time to get the jumps back. That's a clean stock to open up game.
That is the way that you do it with gauntlets against Hammer. You do not want to be above Hammer. Why? You don't want to get hit by the recovery, and gauntlets are one of the only weapons that can send you down by hitting that neutral. So very nicely done. Going to be connecting the end light. Kyna going to be sweating, getting back onto the stage, picking up the axe now. Let's see what he's able to make happen. Kyna playing a little bit faster, backing away. Marckiemoo, I love that weapon toss to be able to get in.
All right, we've got the sideline nairs coming through. Marckiemoo avoids one juggle stay from Kyna. Weapon throw downwards, does get hit by the downlight. Kyna looking for more of these attacks to knock Marckiemoo back into the sky, attack on even more damage, but it gets kicked away, and gauntlets are picked up once more. Silent recovery, not going to connect, and Marckiemoo going to look for the next mix-up. Nice weapon throw to be able to get back to the stage, and he picks it up as well. Weapon throw
Such
again.
a strong option against Kyna because he's sitting there. He is waiting for something reactable. He's waiting for something exploitable, and Marckiemoo is using those gauntlet weapon tosses as a way to get in without being punished. That time around, we're seeing the preemptive dodge, the GC end light, the weapon toss out there. Kyna, how is he going to be able to make it back on? An aggressive downer. Oh no, what a punish.
Yeah, side air going to hit there. D-light ground pound goes for gravity cancel down sig. Kyna used gravity cancel side lights to avoid the attack and then get the momentum from the distance that you travel to touch the stage. That was an incredible recovery.
Made back on, he whips that end line, he's going to be eating one of Marckiemoo's, and now that is a 3-1 stock lead. Why? Those weapon tosses, I think, are everything. That is how he closes in against Kyna.
Yeah, so far, Marckiemoo is dominating Kyna off stage and on stage.
Yep.
So it's 3 stocks to 1. When you're losing everywhere, this is what it looks like. Let's see if he's able to adjust, because these downlights are going to take a while to take a stock off of Marckiemoo. He's got to hit some of those end lights, but Marckiemoo just keeps dodging through them, punishing them as well. The end light would knock out, but Marckiemoo might get the 3 stock here in game number 1.
Oh, he dodged
barely
away.
avoids the recovery, dodges his way back. It continues to get more damage with the end light and air recovery. Marckiemoo looking for the stock here at the ground pound, doesn't get the down air as Kyna dodges through, but this is so rough.
The weapon toss coming through again. The downer is finally going to be enough to take it off the top. Terros can melt stocks, but Marckiemoo, he is so up. So it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for Kyna every single stock from here on out. The sidelight misses. Kyna going to be missing his own. Marckiemoo able to get those recoveries. This game is looking like it is done for.
Yeah, dare recovery into another recovery. Sidelight waits out for the second recovery. That nair will connect, but that's going to be the next sidelight recovery for a quick 2 stock. Marckiemoo taking game number 1 dominantly.
He is winning in every single game state. When it comes to the offstage gameplay, Marckiemoo, he's doing exactly what he needs to, which is he's stringing along multiple scythe hits, and he's able to get the spike with the gauntlet neutrally on the stage. Again, when he's at that middle distance, when he's at that unreactable distance, he is using the weapon throw, and Kyna is honestly just not ready for it. Kyna wants to be playing back. He wants to be the one playing second B. He wants to be able to read your movement and cause you to whip something in his face. Marckiemoo is not giving him any of those openings, and when he's playing close, Kyna is not able to get him off of him either. What is happening with Kyna?
Kyna's not hitting his hits. And like the accuracy is 33% with his signature count or light attack count 45. Over 300 damage done. More on Marckiemoo's side. We just got to see Kyna adapt how Marckiemoo's playing. I mean, Marckiemoo is just straight up.
Distance, there it is. Weapon toss,
Kyna.
sidelight. It happened again. Kyna, what is the solution? Is it a dash, spot dodge? That's also a very powerful way, but you have to do it preemptively. You have to do it, you can't really react to it at certain distances.
Yeah, well, what's clear is that holding center and waiting to react to how your opponent opens up with is not working here. Kyna's got to go on the offensive, try to match the pressure that Marckiemoo is applying, see if he can get some of that damage in there. He's starting off game 2 a little bit in that way, having a damage lead, sidelight, and end sig.
Oh,
that's an aggressive form of Kyna that I'm not used to seeing. That slide charge pivot end sig right afterwards. As many Taros players come from South America, neutral sig is actually a little bit rare to be seen. And so to see him use that so accurately is very exciting.
Yeah, that sidelight cross-up, Marckiemoo was just not ready for it at all. So Kyna already going to be mixing him up. We're looking at a very different game too. He's trying to land, looking for the GC sidelight down. Yep, you called it, no dodge. Kyna, he now is not going to be able to make it back on. That was clinical off stage.
Yeah, great job from Marckiemoo being able to even things up. I like the way that Kyna's playing. Let's see if Hammer's on deck or not. Nair not going to combo to downer. There's the Hammer. Let's see if Kyna can go in here, get a stomp started, get the recovery, bring Marckiemoo back to the stage. No, it's all Marckiemoo. Sidelight Nairs. Brings Kyna into deep yellow, Nair into Nair doesn't combo, and Kyna gets a stomp sidelight. Great damage.
He's looking for the stomps again. The end light in the opposite direction. I'm surprised that Marckiemoo was not able to whip punish the stomp in time.
Oh, went for recovery stomp, a little too high. Sidelight catches Marckiemoo out of the sky. Would have just deleted Marckiemoo.
Yep.
So great dodge there.
He's doing a lot of timing mix-ups. Instead of just playing back and waiting, he's doing a lot more dash-ins, a lot more empty movement, and now he's mixing up the signatures. Wow.
Let's go. Gets the down air off the top. That has been a Hammer combo that has been around since the inception of Hammer, so amazing to see him land that there. Gets the recovery, gets the down air off the top, goes for the sideline, and kind of not being much more aggressive with his dodge. Does narrowly avoid the weapon throw, and makes it back to the stage. Can he get a weapon?
Gets hit by the neutral. He's going to be able to pick up the hammer, but the question is for how long. He's able to get the neutral. He calls out the jumps. He is beginning to tap in. He is tapping in. He's locking in into Marckiemoo's tempo. The end light comes out. It's not enough to KO off the side. The weapon throw.
I mean, I was so surprised that Marckiemoo went unarmed, gravity cancel end light
against Hammer.
Against Hammer, that kind of also wasn't ready to recover it. He was like, what is going on?
That could be a death sentence. You can easily find yourself getting spiked. Ooh. The D-light, the sail is going to be coming out. Marckiemoo is so deep off stage. Oh, the weapon toss.
Nice job.
It saved him.
Did save him for a little bit longer. Kind of going for the gravity cancel down stick. And Marckiemoo slowing his descent by spot dodging. Kind of looking for a down stick here, maybe. No, ends up just going back to the stage. Marckiemoo trying to go for the edge guard here. Marckiemoo's playing like he doesn't have a stock deficit, so that's awesome to see. But that's a 2-stock going over to Kyna, and pretty excited for that outcome. I was over here dreading game 1 and looking like, oh my goodness, is this going to be another 3-0? But Kyna completely changed the way that he was playing against Marckiemoo.
Yeah, absolutely. That is not a Kyna that we're typically used to seeing. He has to match Marckiemoo's aggression. So I feel like the biggest change, it's not even like those signature attempts, honestly, even though that N-sig was so cool. He's beginning to do a lot more dashes in and dashes out in Marckiemoo's face, and he's beginning to catch his jumps a lot more than in the last game.
What he's doing to catch the jumps is the dash forward, dash jump, gravity cancel down lights, gravity cancel end lights. Recognizing that he has to risk his one defensive option, that dodge, to cancel it into attacks to catch the area that Marckiemoo has been dominating him in. And looking at that, he now has a winning light attack accuracy count over the previous one. We saw the neutral stick connect.
And Tyler's just easily snowballs at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And the pacing of the game is much different when Kyna's got the lead over Marckiemoo. And it looks like Kyna continued to apply the pressure too, so it's cool to be able to see him match a player as fast and aggressive as Marckiemoo and be able to play his own game.
Yeah, which is definitely no easy feat. I feel like if there is any player that is able to instill his own game plan and force people just to be constantly on the defensive, it is Marckiemoo, because his aggression can be overwhelming. Now we're beginning to see some punishes on it. Definitely a clash of the two styles. Kyna is the one that has to adapt. Now the question is, what is it that Marckiemoo can do a little bit differently here? His jumps seem like they were becoming predictable for Kyna to punish.
We'll have to see. I saw less of the dash jump, downwards angle weapon throw, neutral opener, right? But also I'm wondering if...
He wasn't playing at that distance.
Yeah, because Kyna was closing the distance, right? So it's going to be like, does Marckiemoo have more of a defense game, or are we just going to try and see if he can continue to play the playstyle that he wants? We're going to have to find out.
Yeah, that's a good question. He's no longer as comfortable as he was previously in finding those openings. Kyna was giving him the space for the weapon throws, and we'll just have to see what ends up happening. Yeah, that edge guard, by the way, at the end, I really did disagree with the weapon throw when he was on gauntlets, and he was going
Marckiemoo's weapon throw?
Yeah, because that was...
Even though it saved him?
It was, no, not the one coming back onto the stage. It was the one that set up the edge guard. He tossed out his gauntlets out there, and then he went for the unarmed, gravity cancel option there, and that was like such a scary position to go up against Kyna. He felt bold doing that. He was playing like he didn't have a stock deficit.
Yeah, it was interesting watching that actually, where I was like, I'm looking at Marckiemoo's aggression, and he's playing like he's 3 stocks to 1 right now.
Yeah.
But he's still taking a ton of damage. He's going to go down, and I guess that's sometimes the way to play, right? Like if you show that you're willing to give up your game plan because of the game state, then it's probably not a great thing. Marckiemoo was just kind of like, this is the way that I won game 1. I'm going to keep trying to see if I can win game 2 this way, and that wasn't the case. We'll see if he does that mid-set adaptation instead of that mid-game adaptation, because Kyna has shown that he can do it. Now let's see if Marckiemoo can do it as we get into game 3 here of this best of 5 in the elimination side of top 8.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're going to be seeing the switches to the Mirage, or if Marckiemoo is going to be sticking to the Mordex the entire time all the way through. You know, I'm trying to think about, would Spear be able to do anything for him here? And honestly, I'm not really thinking that. The Gauntlets will be doing a lot for him if he's able to get under Kyna off stage.
I think that other Legend experimentation is also a symptom of the meta that was at the Royale with how much chakra movement was, looking for little quick answers with that. We saw a little bit of the blasters, which was exciting to see, but I don't think it's a staple of Marckiemoo's play. I think Mordex is going to be staying here through and through. We'll find out.
No signatures yet from Marckiemoo, by the way. Not at least one off the... Yeah, no, actually, I don't even think he's throwing out a single one.
No, he's not.
Which is a little bit atypical for him, I feel like, because sometimes he just goes for like a crazy desig and tries to go for like the lead, and he just, again, did not go for it at all. Honestly, you know, we were talking about how he's playing like he had the stock lead, but he's playing quite conservatively as well.
That he is. That he is. We're waiting to see how we can get into this game here. It looks like we're having some difficulties over there with Kyna, so we'll be getting into the game in just a little bit.
And just waiting to see on what's happening. So everybody, thank you so much for being patient with us. We're both anxious to be able to get into this set as well here. And whoever wins this, they do still have a pretty menacing bracket path ahead of them. Again, this is still the first round of eliminations in top 8. If Kyna wins this, he's going to have to go up against Wes. If Marckiemoo wins this, he has to go up against Wes. So the elimination side is just full of piranhas. It's full of sharks at the moment.
Yeah, Moonier was talking about it in his interview before this, right? The entire bracket has just got some of the scariest players that you can imagine, even after a lot of them went out at 9th. So you just can't be thinking about the matches that you got coming up. You just got to be thinking about the one that you're in. As we are mid-set here in this best of 5, trying to make sure that we can get into this best of 3. And this is a weird one where it's like we've had two stocks back and forth here, starting off with Marckiemoo, but then over to Kyna. So momentum in Kyna's favor, but we'll have to see if it sticks that way, because Marckiemoo is just taking his time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what are the kinds of adaptations that he needs to make going into this. Again, it's only been 2 games that have transpired, so it's not like he has the biggest tells in the world. But given that he's playing a little bit more forward, right? Given that Kyna's playing a little bit more forward, he's being a little bit more aggressive. That is usually the time that you want to start going in with some more preemptive, like side lights especially, if you're on site, right? Just to be able to catch them and call them out, dashing on in. And I don't feel like he was able to call out his changes in his movement. He was a little bit more mobile, a little bit more slippery than the last time.
And he was. There's only so much we can say.
There's only so much we can say. We're waiting.
We're just gonna...
We want to watch the game.
Yeah, that's right. Might be a bit before we figure out what's going on with Kyna's audio.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate though. So yeah, just waiting to see what happens. I guess in the meantime, we can talk about the rest of top 8. We can give you guys a refresher on how we even got to this point to begin with, because this match really shouldn't be happening so early in the eyes of a lot of players. But it's because
I mean, the whole bracket's a little weird, right? Because
it is a little bit weird. Because
Kyna's seed's not as high as it used to be. Mooney was talking about how his onlines weren't as great. We had like that round 1 of top 32 that was Sandstorm versus Kyna. Although Sandstorm's focus was split. What else do we got going on? We got the bracket coming up here. We can see a little bit of the winners quarters matches that led to the situation, which was a lot more indecisive than the sets that we've had so far today. Lots of 3-1s, a 3-2 from Marckiemoo and Akno.
Yeah, look at the bottom side of eliminations here. That is so tragic. That is 3 EU players, by the way, making it into top 8, which
and they're all just
they all have to go up against each other. Yeah, that's right. And
they're playing their own little spring championship grand finals down there for 5th place.
This is so sad. That is tragic for EU.
Winner of that gets to get into top 4 of another bracket, but that's how it feels.
But the performance that I feel like I'm most impressed with so far has to be Mooney. Like, more than anything.
I'd say Laura's is tied.
Laura's as well, absolutely. On Dusk of all legends.
Laura's and Moonier have been my favorite to watch so far. But yeah, Moonier's performance of Regali is fantastic, but Laura's just looks so good. And when you put the two in head-to-head, Laura's won the 3-1 against Moonier, right? So he's the one that was at least playing better on that Saturday.
That's right. So hopefully we'll be getting into a game sometime soon. Hopefully the audio troubles are getting fixed up. Once again, everybody, our apologies in the meantime as we were just waiting to go ahead and jump on in.
It's really icing them out.
Huh?
It's really icing them out. And now you got to get into the game, make sure all your equipment works, and then ask to go to the bathroom. So you got to do it.
That's right. Yeah, that's what Kyna does, right?
No, he does not. Kyna just likes to get right back into the game, so I'm sure he's fairly frustrated by what he was doing with them. We're going to look at some of the gameplay here so we can remember
what we just saw.
Happens. That's right.
That's
was this the game 1 victory? Yeah, that's right. The Nair. You talked about how Gauntlet Nair has the reversal.
You know what? Yeah, he has the reversal, but he already kind of used up his recovery. Hammer recovery was already used up, so he was actually really safe to be able to go out there and go for the neutral as soon as that option was expanded, because he wasn't going to go for the exhausted one at that position at all.
Got the ground pound there as well, avoid the hammer Nair. I wonder if kind of pivoted that Nair if it would have been a difference. I don't think it would have. I think it was too far away. And then the end light to finish. Yep. Classic Kyna.
Yeah, GC end light for that. So I
wonder what Marckiemoo thinking.
Powerful.
Being awfully patient. Oh.
Stoic.
Meanwhile, Kyna's still trying to figure it out.
We're trying to figure it out too. Yeah, so we're waiting for the next game at the moment. It is 1-1. It is a bit of a momentum killer for both of them. So we're seeing Marckiemoo stay nice and composed. Yeah, for us too. It's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Not trying to bum you guys out, but
I could listen to that Moonier interview again. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that'll get us hyped again. But I don't think we have the time for that necessarily. So, winner of this has to go up against Wes. Wes, I feel like, oh man, you know, he was playing really, really well in Game 3 up against Lourdes. It's so sad that, you know, sad for him that he ended up getting 3-0'd and getting knocked out into elimination, because I feel like had he been playing like that a little bit more earlier on, that could have easily have been a set that had gone on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned for him going into the elimination side, because I think he was pretty dejected after that one happened. And Wes has shown that of a lot of the players that are on stage, he's been the one that's had the most emotional outbreaks after a loss, I'd say. That quickly recover from after he gets off the stage, but he takes those losses pretty hard. So I wonder how that will affect him going into the quarterfinal there against the winner of this, because the winner of either of these players is going to be a very tough opponent indeed.
Yeah, I'm curious about also how Akno is feeling, honestly, because
first head nod that we've had this entire time. I think
it is the FGC nod. Was that it?
Well, no.
Oh no, it wasn't in the middle of the game.
He's been shaking his head because every time I tried to fix whatever the issue is that he's having, he's.
We're getting into it. It's time. Okay, we're waking up. We're live. We're well. Everybody's so sorry about the delay, but we're going to be jumping on over into Game 3. We were sorting out a couple of difficulties. No legend switches at the moment. The game count is 1-1. We're not even going to be switching up the stage, and Kyna is going in with the side sig. Chase dodge wants a sider as well. He's waking us up too.
Oh, the side sig almost leads into the knockout for the side air, but he's not going to quite get it. Marckiemoo now adjusting, try to go for the reversal with the down air, has the gauntlets, goes for end line right afterwards. Silent recovery, tons of damage coming down on there, and now that the site's picked up, let's see if Marckiemoo can do more with the gauntlets.
He's going to be patrolling the weapon, looking for the side who gets the GCD light into the neutral. Kyna in a nasty position off stage. His recovery going to be stuffed out by the first ground pound, and the second one going to be more than enough to close it out. From what was an aggressive, dominant opening from Kyna, Marckiemoo, he was able to get back on and made it his own.
Now Marckiemoo with the scythe. Gets kicked away. Kyna looking for a weapon here. Picks up the hammer, immediately swings the cider. Marckiemoo goes to the right while he swings to the left. Weapon toss coming through. We talked about we didn't see a lot of those before, but there's an excellent job from Kyna getting the nair at the finisher of that combo. Evens up 2-2. I wonder if we'll have more of those neutral breakers from Marckiemoo with the weapon throw down and to pick up a combo right afterwards, or if Kyna is now on the hammer going to stop him from getting what he wants.
Playing so close, forcing Kyna to make quick decisions. Going to be looking through the sideline. Marckiemoo going to find that with punish. He gets that two-piece. He's just jumping over Kyna. He's jumping over him, waiting to be able to read his movement. And now let's see if Kyna's going to be able to call that out. That is such a difficult position for Hamley to actually cover without going through jump neutral. His alternative is N-Sig. That is what Telos has to offer. Is he going to go through something that crazy?
No, maybe if after that neutral light, he could have gone for slide charge then, but no, instead he's just opting for a lot of this grounded damage. So many stomp sidelines and stairs right afterwards. That weapon throw almost catches Marckiemoo off guard, and it just is enough. Kyna, from a stock deficit, takes the lead here in game 3.
Yeah, this is really going so back and forth. Let's see what Marckiemoo does here. Oh, not going to be so lucky. Kyna with the chase, dodge, cross-ups. His cross-ups have been so good so far. He was able just to get another hit there. Side light into the end light, was still able to connect there. Okay, the recovery, going to be scooping him up and evening up that stock count. Moidex can easily even up this damage as well. You got the gauntlet, so we're looking for side light, we're looking for D-light, we're looking for the falling down air. And that's what Marckiemoo going to do. He's going to float above Kyna, hopefully, and be able to get that punish. There it is. The side light to be able to punish the end light.
Ooh, Ser hits Marckiemoo out of the sky, though. If he goes high, he'll get hit by these downlights that Kyna likes to go for so well with the anti-airs, but neutral light gets punished. No side light nair right afterwards, and Kyna continuing to get hit by Marckiemoo's gauntlets until side light nair comes through and he's looking for stomp sider to go for the edge guard.
Okay, he is able to catch dodge. Kyna going to be eating so much damage, looking for the jump lead, and he does not find it. Kyna looking for the stomp. Marckiemoo just playing well above him. He's just looking to punish his grounded options, but he has been exploiting the recovery frames on D-Light again and again. Marckiemoo, sometimes he punishes it, and sometimes when he doesn't, he whiffs in front of Kyna, and Kyna is able to oftentimes take a stock for it.
Yeah.
We have seen that interaction transpire multiple times.
Yeah, Kyna playing quite well now and is brought to match point. He's one game away from knocking Marckiemoo out of the bracket at 7th, and Mark is got to think about what he wants to do in this next game, because we talked about other characters that he had, but I don't think it's other characters here.
He's missing those punishes on those whiff stomps directly above him. Those are pretty catastrophic.
Like that entire stock right there, he kind of just jumped out of every single hit, and instead of kind of going off stage for it, it was like stomp, side light, end light, stomp, side light, until he finally went off for the side air to be able to get the edge guard. And now kind of, we'll see if we'll go back to that stage again. It's been all Fortress of Lions so far.
Yeah, Kyna's beginning to get very comfortable with catching a lot of Marckiemoo's landings. He knows to not go for those stomps until like the last possible moment. Marckiemoo, he's being very generous with all of his uses of his jumps and his dodges upwards, because he's just trying to play a little bit more jump heavy. He's trying to just whiff punish Kyna any chance that he can get. Now, we're seeing the switch to the cross.
All right, I want to believe. Cross has had a lot of nerfs towards his play because of doubles, where it loses a lot of knockout potential on those signatures, but the weapons are still good. And
He wasn't going for any signatures as it is.
He's not the most signature-heavy player, that's correct. So he's going over to this for the blasters as he ground pounds off the right side of the stage.
We might be in the blasters meta, but right now he's just going to be opting for the gauntlets. He's again resorting to that weapon toss just to be able to break space. Kyna, he is patrolling the ground. He is making it so difficult for Marckiemoo to be able to land. He gets that side light, but as soon as he tries to land again, the stomp has his name on it.
Gravity canceled down, so he gets the grasp there. Looking for the blasters, D-Light recovery possibly here. He has a damage lead. Axe picked up, and a lot of, I think Kyna's playstyle does get picked apart by how blasters want to play now that side light is the most common neutral opener, and he gets the recovery there to get the lead in game number 4.
Kyna waited out the neutral early dodge, and I'm surprised that he wasn't able to get the punish on it. He was just so late on his neutral. I guess he just wanted to catch the jump afterwards.
No dodge. Gets the side air. Goes for that weapon throw, and it does connect, but he fails to pick it back up, and now he picks up a fresh pair of blasters, avoids one end sig, goes to the corner.
The side light was outspaced. That was pixels away. Kyna, he went out there for the stomp. His down air is going to get stuffed out by that neutral. Nicely done for Marckiemoo. He whiffs that side light and then just jumps directly into that down air. Kyna going to be keeping these stocks even.
I'm liking the swap to blasters. I think that this deals with Kyna's playstyle quite well. Marckiemoo seems to be focusing on them as well. He still has the gauntlets to be able to deal with Kyna when they come up, so it's not like he's limited to that weapon. Nice D-Light in the side light, but he gets hit by stomp. Dare into air.
Hits. That's so much damage.
Gravity cancel down to catching him on the dash back, holding out the max range. You don't get a full charge on gravity cancel, but you get enough charge to be able to get some of the extended range properties on that attack, and he gets a good amount of damage for it, but still Kyna hitting him back. Dare Sarah gonna combo and knock out. Marckiemoo one stock away from
just
game 5.
The perfect distance, and the cross pick is working out amazing. That GCD sig has been getting him back onto the stage multiple times. The blasters have been allowing him to be able to keep the space, keep the distance that he would like to have against Kyna.
Yeah, that gauntlet D6 is the one thing that didn't get hit from doubles because it wasn't really that useful. It grips them from a distance sometimes and just sends them straight up.
Oh, Kyna going off stage. Oh my gosh, he went deep. The Noosh
That was literally the stock. Gets the nair, gets the chase dodge afterwards. If he didn't hit that nair, that stock would have just been gone.
But he's not going to be able to get that much else off of that stock. He was able to make it back not for long. That Enlight was able to go ahead and knock him out. He is down a game here. Kyna, if he takes this, that means that he's going to end up taking the set. Marckiemoo gets that down. Kyna, D-Light, side light. That is a lot of damage. D-Light down. It's evened up. And in fact, it's a gentle lead.
No follow-up after the down air. Not damage enough for Sarah to true combos. He's looking to see what he does. Sidelight side air. Goes for weapon throw. Gauntlet's now on the field. I mean, he's gotten some success with the down sig, but usually when coming back to the stage, you don't want to be in an edgeguard scenario.
Oh my gosh, that was almost it.
No jumps.
He went low, kind of went high. He wasn't able to get it. The GCD sig doesn't connect. Is this going to be it?
Throw. Okay, weapon spawn comes through, dodges down, avoids one stomp from Kyna, but he's at a damage deficit and a stomp Sair. That's going to make things tough for Marckiemoo.
Yeah, he has to somehow get back onto the stage, kind of trying to edge guard him. He's looking for the stop. GCD light. It finally comes out.
Here. Goes for gravity cancel D-Light, gets scooped. He barely survives. He cannot get hit again.
Marckiemoo gets the D-Light recovery. The GCD light, it was only coming out on the last stock. It is such a powerful option for the Blasters. If that had whipped, that would have been the easiest punish for Kyna, but it didn't whip. It connected. Marckiemoo going to be taking him into this game 5
I wonder
now.
if he switches to Nyx just to like have a better signature kit.
Oh.
Because I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, the Blasters won you the game. The Blasters are what it has been allowing you to open Kyna up and get this damage follow-up. We did see a little bit of it. You get the Blasters, you get the Scythe. I think the Scythe was looking really good when he was playing Mordex, but he might just stay on cross for the rest of it. Okay, we're going Small World's End.
Okay.
This is, well, it's just a volatile map.
Marckiemoo loves this stage. Let me
Marckiemoo
tell you who
loves it.
also loves this stage. Every single Telos main known to mankind because they're able to explode stocks like nothing else. And unfortunately, I've not seen a lot of people beat Telos on this stage, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, well, you get the benefit on both of these weapons here. If you get double Silent recovery, you can knock out on orange with gauntlets. If you get D-Light recovery, especially after gravity cancel, like
But who finds it easier? Who finds it more consistently? That's what we're going to have to find out. This is a comfy pick, honestly, for both of them, but it's also so volatile. He gets back on, catching him with the D-Light. Nicely done. The stomp, catching that high up.
Marckiemoo waiting to see if Kyna's going to approach, and they both go at the same time, but Kyna goes with the move, and Marckiemoo just goes in with movement. Gets hit by the downlight side air. One more will put Marckiemoo onto 2 stocks. Dashes around. We'll put out a downlight here. I mean, if he whiffs, that's just going to be the stock.
Okay, he respected the stop that time. He respected it. If he had whiffed something in Kyna's face, that would have been the punish. The GCD light recovery. That is not enough to take it off the stock. Oh my gosh.
Right again. That end light is going to knock him out.
Do it.
Okay, if he finds another gravity cancel D-Light recovery, I think he can take it, but he needs a little bit more damage.
A gauntlet side light recovery.
I mean, he actually might not be damaged enough for that. Now he is.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. He was up to the 2. Only took 2 hammer hits, which is, you know, significant.
That is why he goes here, right? That low ceiling, it just helps out so much in being able to guarantee those KOs off the top. So the D-Light to be able to anti-air, this is so good for Kyna. Marckiemoo was able to get the landing. No dodge. That's a lot of damage onto Kyna.
Dash jumping around, Marckiemoo now in center stage, looking for an opening. Okay, Kyna finally catches the dash land. Does now narrowly avoid the down sig. That's the first down sig Kyna's actually dodged. Well, from that situation on the right-hand side, right? Like when Marckiemoo was using it before on the left, it wasn't so great. And like hits, Kyna now on the right-hand side. Dodges the down sig again. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for Marckiemoo anymore.
He's avoided it. Now he wants to punish it. The stop sig comes out. Kyna is looking exceptionally healthy, but you cannot count out Marckiemoo because sometimes he just explodes out of nowhere. His aggression knows no bounds. He's picking up the gauntlets. He's able to get the sideline recovery. He goes for the exhausted and does not actually find it. Going for the GCD sig again. Again, just a safe option at that distance.
Went for the scoop, got punished by the pummel. Marckiemoo, okay, that ground pound was maybe a misinput, but he doesn't get punished for it. And that side light, so much damage.
And
light, so much damage. Marckiemoo is going to get back.
So fast.
Without down sig to be able to make it back. Gravity cancel down light going to get punished as well. Okay, D-Light recovery.
Double
D-Light into side air, knowing D-Light recovery was not going to knock out.
Oh my gosh, okay, he goes through the GCD like this, but it doesn't connect. Kyna was able to get a gentle punish for it. Okay, he gets the stock. It is possible. It is possible. It is unlikely. Kyna just needs one stop. So he's got the blasters. Can he do this, Taza?
Sidelights in, picks up the axe. Okay, it's honestly looking better when he's on axe than hammer. Stop so good, but end light, is that going to knock out? Not yet.
Not yet.
Weapon throw catches him on the jumps.
Kyna just going to hold on to the stage.
And now it's the stomping weapon against the scoop. Kyna with the 3-2 over Marckiemoo.
Comeback. Game 5, we're going to be going down here. Kyna, that last game, that was looking quite confident. That was looking quite dominant. Every now and then we got to see some signs of life from Marckiemoo, but overall, Kyna's accuracy, I mean, it was exactly where he needed it to be. I want to see the percentage of the light attacks actually connected between the two of them, because it was definitely higher on Kyna's end there. But I have to say, that double D light, that was so